Alright, so we are in the middle of July and we're currently in a little thunderstorm, but there's a break in the rain, so I thought I'd do a garden tour. So, up front here, we have sweet potatoes, and then we have bush beans, and I think those are Blue Lake 274, and I think the sweet potatoes are Covington sweet potatoes. But yeah, these beans are still producing. They've been producing for probably a month and a half now. We've gotten pretty decent harvest off of those. A little bee on the zinnia right there. But yeah, we have this like coral color, like right there, a lighter pink, and then we have like a varying shades. They're really pretty zinnias. And of course we have our red cherry tomato with lots of tomatoes. Our yellow pear, lots, and I have had to string them into the bean vine. All right, and then over here we had, to begin with, there were peas. I can't remember what we had beside the peas, but now we have 3 eggplant plants on each side. We have 1 eggplant right there. Let's see. Oh, a big one back there. Look at that. Okay, and I don't see any on this plant. Then up here we have like some kind of bean. It's supposed to be like a foot-long pod or something, is what it's something Papa gave us. So I don't see any pods, but I do see blooms. That's good. And then we have this zinnia in this bed, this orange color. A different, I think this is a dwarf zinnia. And then we have a pink color, really pretty. And then, so same thing on the other side of the same bed. We have 3 more eggplants, and then we had a volunteer, I believe, jalapeno. It could, it's looking like a serrano. Looks like serrano. That was a volunteer. So this year, problems we're experiencing was hornworms on the peppers. This is an example where it ate all the leaves before I found out. We've experienced some bad stuff going on with the cucumber. Don't know exactly. We've had vine borers. So I've had to pull up 2 zucchinis and 2 squash. So these are what's left. I'm about to prune them up a little bit. Yeah, cucumbers, we've gotten 5 cucumbers so far. There's a bunch of little ones on there, but I don't know what's going on. I'm going to fertilize them today. I'm thinking it might be just the amount of water we're getting from the rain, because we're getting showers every afternoon. And then this tomato, don't know what happened with it. I know we had blossom end rot on that one. But yeah, I'm going to prune up some of these and get the dead off of them. Right, and then in this bed we have struggled with, I don't remember what they're called. It's some kind of beetle. I think it might be a flea beetle. But as you can see, we've got leaf damage on the okra, but it doesn't seem to really be doing anything. We've also struggled with some ants in this bed. I have pruned the okra as it grows. And then in the middle here, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 okra plants, which I think we could do maybe 8 and still be good, but I mean, it's a pretty good harvest for our family. And then we have 5 bell peppers in the center, which as the okra was growing, they weren't getting much sunlight, so they're little stragglers, but last year I was getting peppers into November, so I think we'll be all right. Yeah, and then we have this catnip plant over here, which I'm finding the bees absolutely love, so definitely need to include. So in this bed, we have overflow of squash, different varieties of tomatoes, sweet potato, and lettuce that I never actually used, which I'm going to pull up here in a minute. But yeah, some Covington sweet potatoes, and we had Whopper, beefsteak, Roma. I feel like there was like another variety, but I can't remember. So far, I'm thinking this is beefsteak is doing the best. Besides the red cherry and, you know, the other. And I have found out that the turning of these leaves is from excess water on the leaves, which would be from the rain. So, or it could be blight. But blight is only usually when it is on the stem, but it looks like it's just on the leaves, so we're good there. I'm gonna prune that up a little bit. It's starting to rain. Okay, and then back behind me in the center, we just have more sweet potatoes. I did plant. All right, so this bed is looking pretty bare right now, but it won't be for long. So originally we had a zucchini up here in this corner, but as you can see, it's not there. It got squash bugs and vine borers, everything, which I figured out zucchini is more susceptible to that than yellow squash. So then we have a pink zinnia, if I can get the words out. And then we have a jalapeno that a hornworm got to. Making sure there's not another one on there. But yeah, there's 3 jalapenos on it, but a lot of leaf damage. And then we had potatoes in the back half. Harvested those. Note to self, do not do red Pontiac next year. They did not do great with our conditions with moisture and everything. Then we have green cabbage here. I just planted that today, and I seeded red cabbage over there. And in the middle, in the middle I planted some marigolds because I was reading that they're supposed to deter cabbage moths. So let's hope that is true. And then over here is kind of trying to fix an issue. We had basically a mirror of the bed over there. On this one we had zucchini, zinnia, jalapeno. Jalapeno did not make it. I don't know what happened to that. Thinking back, it could have been a hornworm. I'm not sure. So then we have that zucchini. We have a zinnia there. And now we have zucchini supersonic squash, which is supposed to be a faster producing variety or faster to mature. So let's hope that works. I was thinking by pulling up my infected plants and planting new ones, we could surpass the vine borers, but now I just read that vine borers are at their prime. And so yeah, I was reading that vine borers and such are more active in early to midsummer, and they're more likely to infect newer plants. So this might be a complete bust, but I mean, hey, we can try. And then right here we had some tomato plants that Papa brought and didn't have anywhere to put them, so I just kept them in the greenhouse. And then when I cleared out the potatoes in this bed, I decided to put a couple down. I'm gonna need to fertilize pretty good because the potatoes were here and they're, nutrient suckers. So same thing with the cabbage, I'm gonna have to fertilize. But yeah, and then in the middle, in just in a variety of spots, I planted some catnip, I believe. Yes, catnip, which is supposed to help with aphids and squash bugs and all that. As you can see, the cleomes, of course, nothing phases them, it seems. We did have a pretty bad storm not too long ago, and so it blew them a lot over. Like you can tell, right here, there's where they've blown over. So I had to take some string and tie them up, which I think next year, before we get a storm and before they blow over, I'll do that again. I just attached it to the greenhouse. But yeah, and I think this is what kind of happened to the zinnias as well. But that's the garden, and in the greenhouse we've got trees, lots of chestnuts. We also have the volunteer cleome in the greenhouse, which I just didn't have the heart to take down. And let's see, we planted some different. Now that looks like a squash, don't you think? That's interesting. I haven't been in here much